Hey, y'all, I'm Wolfie, and with training camp just around the corner, let's go ahead and try to predict the 53-man roster of the San Francisco 49ers. This video will be offense part one. Your quarterbacks here from left to right are Brock the Glock Purdy, Brandon Allen, Joshua Dobbs, and Tanner Mordecai. Larry Krueger is really high on Tanner Mordecai, so is a couple other content creators, but just as of right now, I just need to see more from him in training camp. So we are going to send Tanner Mordecai to the practice squad. Here is the list of running backs on the San Francisco 49ers roster. Christian McCaffrey, as we all know, Elijah Mitchell, Jordan Mason, Isaac Guerendo, a fourth-round draft pick, Cody Schrader, an undrafted free agent, Patrick Taylor from the Green Bay Packers, and our fullback in his 12th season, mind you, Kyle Juice. So first off, there's no way we cut Christian McCaffrey or send him anywhere. So that's our guy there. Elijah Mitchell, I think, is going to stick around. Jordan Mason, I think this is the year that we're going to move off from him because we got new faces from the fourth round. Isaac Guerendo, who is raw and needs time to learn, and I don't think he would be able to last on a practice squad. So he stays on the roster. Next up, we got Cody Schrader, who's just balling out. I looked at his highlights. I understand they're just highlights, but he looked absolutely amazing, and I think that he would be taken by somebody else if we put him on the practice squad. Jordan Mason, I think, actually might be able to fall into the practice squad. If not, if someone picks him up, that'd be great because he does deserve somewhat of a chance after 3 seasons. Kyle Juszczyk is a given. He's going to stay on the team. So that gives us 5 backs, I guess, if you want to count fullback towards that count. 4 running backs, I believe we're going to keep. Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, Isaac Guerendo, and Cody Schrader. According to StatMuse, these are the tight ends on the San Francisco 49ers. However, Ross Dwelley is not on the San Francisco 49ers, but the rest of the list is correct. We have 7 tight ends. Of course, George Kittle, last year's third-round draft pick, Cameron Latu, the undrafted free agent, Mason Pline, the tight end, I believe, from the Lions, Eric Saubert, I can't pronounce his name, Logan Thomas, who was a stud for the Commanders last year. However, he is a little bit older, so. And then Jake Tungus, again, I don't know where he came from. I think he came from the Green Bay Packers. I could be wrong. Don't yell at me. And Braden Willis, I believe, was a 5th-round draft pick last year. Honestly, none of these tight ends are really too impressive, but I think that the cut is pretty straightforward. In my opinion, George Kittle obviously will be the starter. Logan Thomas will make the cut. Braden Willis, 5th-year, the 5th-round pick last year, I think is going to make the cut. He showed some flashes of some really good talent in the receiving game. I don't know how he is in the blocking game. I don't think he's much of a blocker, if I do recall. But to have that second wide receiver option that can catch is pretty good. And then Saubert, who is supposed to be a blocking tight end. And so kind of he will replace not Braden Willis, but Charlie Warner, who went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. As you can see, the San Francisco 49ers have a ton of offensive linemen. But to be honest with you, not many of these have much potential. So this actually will be easier than it looks. So for me, I'm just going to name off the starters and then the backups and not really go through all the offensive linemen here. We got Trent Williams at left tackle, Aaron Banks at right guard, Brendel at center, Feliciano at right guard, and McKivitz at right tackle. I think the backups we're going to keep, obviously, the rookie from the third round. Pooney, we're going to keep him around. I think the undrafted free agent Nugent shows up. Just something about him. I just feel like the way people talk about him, his experience, I just got a good vibe about him, and I think he makes the cut. And he can play center, and we don't really have much as a backup center. Hubbard, who is a vet, I think is going to be our backup right tackle, and Burford is going to also be a backup who has played right tackle before as well. So we got a couple swing tackles, swing guards, and centers. I do believe that a lot of these offensive linemen on this list can make it onto a practice squad or be cut and be like, hey, if someone gets hurt, we can pick you up. Because I don't think anybody's really in a rush to get much of these offensive linemen. The offensive line is the biggest weakness of the San Francisco 49ers. So, of course, anybody who they cut really – anyway, on to the wide receivers. For wide receivers, we got – Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. Right now, Ricky Pearsall, Jacob Cowing, Chris Connolly, Danny Gray, Trent Taylor, Tariq Owens, son of Terrell Owens, Juwan Jennings, 3rd and 1, Ronnie Bell, and Tay Martin. I truly feel like there's some practice squad wide receivers on our roster that I think we could pick up if someone gets hurt. The final six, I feel like it's clear as day who it's going to be, and this is who I think they're going to be. This is who I think the 6 wide receivers are going to be on the San Francisco 49ers. Deebo Samuel, Ayuk, Ronnie Bell, Juwan Jennings, Pearsall, and Cowan. Danny Gray, I think he doesn't make the cut. Most likely someone's going to pick him up. If not, that's fine. He's had plenty of opportunities to show what he can do, and he's just never stepped up. So losing him won't be too bad. Connolly is a journeyman, so Brock has thrown some clutch balls to him before. He did that against the Packers, I believe, the playoffs. So I think he'll be fine on the practice squad as well. Tate Martin, all of them, I think they'll be fine. But Ronnie Bell has shown some mad potential. Brock Purdy's already thrown a touchdown pass to him. So I think this is going to be the final 6. Deebo, Ayuk, Ronnie Bell, Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, and Jacob Cowan. So that covers it. That's all who I think is going to make the roster in 2024. And this is a judgment before training camp. So all of this can change very easily based on what they show, especially with a lot of these not being in pads. These are not in pads, these evaluations of these players we had through OTAs and minicamp. Once they put on pads, that would be the real judgment. Like, hey, how can they play? Anyway, this is part 1. This is offensive predicting the 2024 San Francisco 49ers 53-man roster. Much love, guys, and I will see you next video.